We're going to derive the formula for the law of cosines, which basically says that c squared, side length c squared, is equal to the sum of the other two legs squared minus 2 times this times that times the cosine of big C. And there's really nothing going on here. It's just an application of the Pythagoras' theorem. Here's A and B and C. This is little a, this is little c, the whole thing down here. If we would only write it, is little b. And once again, I draw a perpendicular, right angle. This is x. The rest is all of b minus what I've already used. And we'll call the hypotenuse h. And we now have two right triangles. Triangle 1 is right, triangle 2 is right. Pythagoras would say that x squared plus h squared is equal to the hypotenuse squared for triangle 1. For triangle number 2, he would say that b minus x squared plus h squared is equal to a squared. And if we were to subtract, that will cancel out. So we have x squared minus b minus x squared is equal to c squared minus a squared. X squared minus, when I FOIL that out, I'll get b squared minus 2bx plus x squared. This equals to c squared minus a squared. X squared minus x squared is gone. So I have to take away b squared. I have to take away negative 2b. That means add 2bx, I meant to say. And this is going to still equal to c squared minus a squared. Okay. So I'm going to bring this to the right side, and I'm going to bring this to the left side. The left side is only going to have this. When I bring it over, it's a squared. The right side has c squared. When I bring over the negative b squared, it'll become plus b squared. And when I bring over the 2bx, it'll become negative 2bx. Okay. So I'm 99% done here. And if you were clever and you look and you think and you match things up, you realize that, well, one, I don't have the correct formula on top, given the proof that I'm writing, given how I'm labeling the sides. Okay. 2 BC cosine A. Well, I have the a squared on the left. I have on the right the c squared plus b squared. I have the minus 2b, but then I have x. Well, take a wild guess. X must be c times cosine A. So I'm going to jump on calculating cosine A. Cosine of A is adjacent over hypotenuse. It's x over c, cross multiplying, c cosine A is x. So I have that a squared is equal to c squared plus b squared minus 2bx. But x is c cosine of a. That is one way of writing the law of cosines. But there's many other ways. I take it 3 other ways. Now, let's look carefully at how I wrote this. But first of all, A, B, and C were the 3 sides of the triangle. Now, what I took away was this times that. And I took the cosine of that, the angle opposite side A. So, if I had written c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, like I initially did, I should be taking away 2 times that product, 2 times AB, times the cosine of little c, the angle opposite little c. Let's even write that as little c. Third formula is instead of having a squared first, or alone on one side, or c squared alone on one side of the equation, I can have b squared. And it's going to be the other leg squared plus the other leg squared. And it's going to be minus 2 times this times that, times the cosine of not little b, but big B. There are the 3 different ways of writing the law of cosines. So the one that I wrote down at the beginning, it wasn't this one, but nonetheless, it's there. I think that's the one I wrote. It's still a valid way of expressing the law of cosines. It doesn't matter what, where, or what A, B, and C are. Since that's the best A, I'll call that C. Okay. If you want to start off with A squared, then you better add up the other 2 sides squared. And then take away 2 times, not A, but the other 2 sides product times 2 times the cosine of not little a, but big A. If you wanted to solve for C squared, then you square the other 2 legs and add them up. Then you take away 2 times that product times the cosine of not little c, but big C. After all, little c isn't an angle. Okay, this is how you get the different versions of the Pythagoras, of the law of cosines. I mean, what if instead of these 3 sides, I was rude and I put x, y, and z? Well, x squared will equal to the other leg squared, the second leg squared, plus the third leg squared minus 2 times those legs times cosine of not side x, but big angle x. That is, that would be angle x because it's opposite x. That would be angle z because it's opposite. And that would be big Y because it's opposite side Y. So there's the law of cosine.